Everybody's talking about Carson Hocevar not getting pushed at Atlanta, coming to the end of the race. But what Denny Hamlin just exposed is a bigger, broader picture of the exact problems that Carson Hocevar is dealing with right now in the NASCAR Cup Series. I'm also going to list you all of the incidents in which has happened with Carson in recent years, at least with Cup, because he's a guy that the fans love, the drivers hate. He brings excitement, he brings danger. He tries to create opportunity when there's not opportunity. And now the chickens have come home to roost. So Denny was on his Actions Detrimental podcast, and he was talking about how when he was in his Joe Gibbs Racing in his 2311 meeting, the driver said flat out they will not push Carson Hocevar at Atlanta. They are not going to help him to get around another Toyota. They are not going to push him at all. Okay? Now, he compared it to the 2015 situation with Joey Logano and Matt Kenseth and pointed to Dale Earnhardt as the model. Race hard, but square it up afterwards. You don't need a lot of friends, but you can't have a lot of enemies. And that is where we are right now with Carson Hocevar. Okay? Now, let me kind of paraphrase this. All right? He said, basically, you can't tell drivers to bring it if they want a war and then expect to get help on the track, which is 100% right. He also noted that Christopher Bell's push may have also been just a pure points math situation where Ryan Blaney was third, Carson was eighth, Christopher Bell was ninth, so the motive is opinion, not necessarily fact. Now, Jeff Burton and Jamie McMurray also made the same argument on the TNT Sports post-race show. Okay? Now, here's the situation. Here's the Atlanta situation. Carson, he was leading the final lap, surrounded by Toyotas. Christopher Bell pushed Ryan Blaney instead. Blaney won. Carson finished third. And everyone has been talking about this, right? Now, Bubba Wallace has kind of stolen the spotlight because of the whole going under the yellow line situation, but you still get the gist. Now, keep in mind, Carson has had a ton of incidents, and I'm just going to quickly read these off real quick. At Nashville, recently, he was fined $50,000 and docked 25 points for intentionally right-hooking Harrison Burton under caution, okay? You can't do that under any circumstances. You can't right-hook someone, all right? That's like the biggest, cardinal sin you can commit. At Michigan, he made contact with John Hunter Nemechek, triggered a 9-car pileup, all right? Now, that was an interesting situation. He hooked Christopher Bell in the wall. Then at the Auto Trader 400, Iowa Speedway, 2015, he washed into Zane Smith, spun him. All right. That's been an incident as of late that was talking about. Chicagoland. All right. So about a year later or so, he and Zane Smith, they got into it again. And Zane ended up not lifting, wrecked him. They were both called into the holler. NASCAR talked to him. Then Zane Smith went on a podcast, Bussin' with the Boys, called him a coward, said he's friendly to your face, but then he'll go and wreck you on the track or troll you online. Obviously, he's had issues with Denny Hamlin. He's had issues with Bubba Wallace. His nickname is the Hurricane Hocevar. That's for a good reason. You can't expect to wreck somebody over and over or wreck drivers over and over on a consistent basis and not expect people to get pissed off. They are. And I think Denny is spot on, where you can't go out there and expect to talk trash. Say, bring it. This is a sport. By God, I got to get the spot. And then when you go to a super speedway like Daytona and Atlanta and Talladega, and you need pushes, you need support, you need help, you not get that. That's a problem. That's a problem. So Carson, as of this recording, has not responded to any of this. I doubt that he will. He'll probably downplay it. but I also think it's a realistic thing to note. We got Daytona coming up in August. That'll be interesting as well. Let me know in the comments here below. What do you guys think? And I'll see you all in the next video.